Hey, so I was just thinking about what exercises that I was going to incorporate into the short classes that I have Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Just started to think about like what exercises like would I choose if I could only choose a few. And if there were only two that I could choose that I feel would benefit the majority of the population, it would be push-ups and squats. And the reason why is, for one, with push-ups, I know a lot of times we think about the upper body and, we might think about chest or just a couple of muscle groups, but it really works more than that. I often will teach my clients how to do a plank prior to doing the push-ups, and then do a moving plank or an active plank, and then incorporating the arms and the back and the other full motion of the movement. And the reason why I would choose the push-ups is because they don't just target the upper body, but they also target the core. Really, when you're thinking about doing a push-up, it's more of like a plank that's in movement, like a plank incorporated with the arm movements. So you strengthen your wrists. You also work your biceps and your triceps, and you're incorporating your shoulders to an extent. And you definitely need to have flexibility through your shoulders in order to perform it. You're also using your pectoral muscles, which is one of the main muscle groups, depending on how you position your arms, and you're working your back as well. But your core has to be stable in order to perform them properly. Another reason why I would choose the push-ups is because of how versatile they are, no matter what level you're on. So if you're a beginner, you've never done it, you can do push-ups off of a counter, a high counter. Then you can move to a lower stable counter. Then you can progress to the floor on your knees. Then you can progress to regular push-ups. And then of course, you can start to use additional resistance, like maybe a weighted vest or something on your back. But the point is that you don't need any equipment. You can just use your own body, and it still conditions your body very well. And it addresses all of those areas that I just mentioned. So the push-up would definitely be one of the exercises. The other one, if I just had to choose one more, it would be the squats. And the squats are just, we're strengthening the lower extremities, like you're using your larger muscle groups. You're stabilizing and activating your quads and your hamstrings. You're stretching and contracting your glutes. You are producing more flexibility, and you have to maintain flexibility to continue to do those, and it helps you to do so. With a lot of our movements as we increase in age are supported, or they are more efficient if we continue to stay fluid and functional in that motion of sitting and standing. Another thing is that squats are something that we do all day long, or we do at least a few times throughout the day, even if you're sedentary for the most part. But it'll help to keep that activation of your lower extremities so that you can actually support the rest of your body. So it's that foundation. And also, like I said, that flexion throughout the hip is very beneficial to continue with that motion, because it helps with mobility, not just the motion of sitting down and standing up. And in addition to that, it's also something that you can progress into. So you can hold on while doing squats. I've had some of my clients before hold on to a banister and squat and stand back up, something stable. Also, you can also just use a chair. You can sit down and stand back up. And so this is a movement that is very functional, very supportive, and extremely beneficial. So there it is. If there were only two exercises that I could choose in order to help the majority of the population to stay conditioned, those would be the two. So if you're not already doing these, incorporate them at the level in which you're at on a regular basis, daily, at a lower level, lower intensity, and then you can also use these at a higher intensity or higher level with resistance added in, maybe of 3 times throughout the week, a few times throughout the week. But these are two exercises that I highly recommend that you incorporate no matter what level you're in. So I hope that was helpful, you all. And if you want to get some assistance or work with me one-on-one, I'll put the links down below. If you want to give towards the work, I'll put that link down below as well. Also, don't hesitate to pick up the Nourish the Flourish ebook. That's going to help you to be able to identify the symptoms in relation to the possible nutrient deficiencies. So those symptoms and how they're correlated to these deficiencies, so you can start to learn and read your body better, and so you can provide your body with what it needs prior to allowing it to progress into something that's more aggressive or maybe even a diagnosis, because a large percentage of individuals are suffering because they're at a deficit of nutrients, especially if you're taking medications as well. Those deplete significant nutrients as well, and all of that is inside the book. So I hope you pick that up as well. Thank you so much, you all, for stopping to listen. Have a blessed day.